Yeah.
Huh.
Good morning and welcome to the Rim Country Forum. Joining me today is, of course, the movie guys. Yay! Tina, Craig, and Andy are all in the studio. Don behind me.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good to have you
Good
guys.
morning.
Yes.
Everybody washed their hands and everybody's clean as a whistle, so away we go.
No cooties.
No cooties. Okay, first let's
You know, we kind of need to talk about that a little bit, I think.
okay,
Yeah.
You know, this coronavirus thing.
sure.
You know, of course, being a movie theater, we get a lot of questions on that and stuff. And you know, right now there's no coronavirus up here. There's very little in Arizona, in fact. So you know, we're business as usual, and everything is good there.
Mhm.
But what we are seeing, Hollywood is starting to react to this, and we've got. You know, they're looking at global markets. You know, they have to look at the China numbers and Europe and everything. And because of the effects of this, they are starting to pull back on some of their movies. And yesterday we saw a huge fluctuation there. Fast and Furious got moved all the way to 2021.
Whoa.
Last week we saw James Bond, that was an April 10th release, got moved into November.
Oh my.
But yesterday, then the other, the big ones are more relevant right now. A Quiet Place 2, that was supposed to come out next Friday, has been pushed back. Then the other one we saw, well, a little less, Peter Rabbit, that was coming out on April 3rd, has been pushed back. And then late yesterday, the big one that kind of stings a little bit was Disney. Mulan, that was April 27th, has been pushed back.
Oh my.
New Mutants, that was an April 3rd release, has been pushed back, and Antlers, a horror movie that was coming out in the middle of April, has been pushed back. So a lot of these films, you're going to maybe notice that people are kind of planning to see some of these movies and they're not here. That's what's going on.
Okay.
And I don't know when they're going to move those two. They will come out. We just don't know.
Sure.
You know, there's a lot of uncertainty there. We don't know when those are going to come out.
Sure. So the fear of crowded movie houses.
Well, like I said, they're looking at a you know, they're looking at a global response. You know, and China's had their theaters closed for over a month now.
Wow.
So there's that. You know, like I said, they're not looking at pace, and they're looking at a global market here, and that's the decisions they're making. So there is some fallout from all this, and.
Right. So just be patient because they will be here.
Yeah, it's they will come out. I don't know if they're going to push these to next year or move them into the summertime or
Wow.
maybe into the fall. We just don't know what's going on right now.
Okay. So with regard to that, are you holding like present movies over longer?
Yeah, well, we'll be doing a little bit of that, sure. We've got some movies that have already come out that we weren't able to get right away. Once they've been released, they'll still be coming out. So we got things like Bloodshot that was supposed to come out today, or it did release today, but we'll be able to get that here in a couple of weeks.
Okay.
We've still got I Still Believe today, but Emma, that comes out next week, that'll be solid. No problems there. The Way Back on the 27th, we'll still hold on to those. So some of these movies that are already released, we'll be able to get those.
Sure. Okay.
We can do more classic movies.
There you go.
Dang,
What a great
what
idea.
an opportunity. An opportunity to,
Craig, maybe we can get Parasites.
That's an option too, yes. You know, like I said, we might have to scramble a little bit, and
Sure.
you might see more classic movies.
And for those of you who are not familiar with it, Parasites is a Korean movie. It kind of swept the Oscars this year.
yeah,
A
that
very, very intriguing tale about some unscrupulous people that insinuate themselves into the lives and employ of an enormously rich Korean family, and kind of devour them from the inside. In a metaphorically, it's not a horror movie. It's a drama, and I haven't seen it. I'd very much like to see it. So I'm hoping that we can work this to my benefit somehow.
Well, let's talk about some of the movies that are playing now, and at least through the weekend, give you something to do instead of watching all that horror stuff on TV. You know, all the doom and gloom, Corona stuff. Set your mind free for a little while, anyway. So we've got I Still Believe. Tell me about that.
That's a new one, just coming out today.
Mm-hmm.
This is a kind of a faith-based film. The story of, what's the kid's name?
I forget, but he was the singer who, it was.
Yeah, he's
I can only,
Jeremy
I can
Camp.
only imagine. Was,
yeah, Jeremy
Camp.
Yes.
Camp. Yes,
Yes.
there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's his story. The story is kind of some of the trials and tribulations that he went through. It's a PG film,
Okay.
so it should be a good one for up here.
Great. Shows at 1, 4, and 7. And then we
And,
have.
well, let's not dismiss this so quickly.
Oh, well, go on, Andy.
Movieon.org, no.
Yeah, it's a PG movie, so this is suitable for anybody, but even the smallest children. Interesting cast too. Gary Sinise, Shania Twain. So you don't get to see Shania Twain in a movie very often, I'll say that. And the lead, the male lead in this is a guy named KJ Apa. And I don't know if you guys watch television, but there's a TV show called Riverdale. It's based on the Archie comic books. And this guy plays Archie, I guess, in that. It's a long-running TV series, still current. And he's an interesting character too. He's just a young fella, but he's from New Zealand, and his dad is a Samoan chieftain. That's kind of, I don't know how they got a Samoan guy to all the way down to New Zealand, but that's where he did, and
Yeah.
met his mom down there. So quite an interesting cast in that way. And the previous movie, I Can Only Imagine, based on the same historical person, they made with $7 million, and it turned out they brought in $86 million at the box office. So they had a nice return. These faith-based movies in the past have been so low budget that the production values have not been sparkling, I would say, and that's changing. I remember, I think it might have even have been I Can Only Imagine, where the director said, "This is the first time I've ever had a set that we built." So that's how low budget these things are, but that's changing with their success. They're becoming a little plumper financially and able to, Shania Twain and Gary Sinise as kind of second-tier characters is that's no small potatoes in my book.
That I Can Only Imagine, that was kind of a historical film for Payson. The studios didn't want to give that to us, and we posted their phone number in the lobby. Not something you normally want to do with the studios, but
And we trolled them.
Yes, yeah. They got, I don't know how many phone calls I got over that weekend, but on Monday morning they gave us the film.
Wow. It was just like that.
It'll work.
So,
People power, folks.
so yeah, this one was a little bit easier to get. So we're happy about that.
Very good. Sounds like it should be a great movie, really. Then there's Onward.
Disney, Pixar, yeah.
Yes.
Another doing great up here. That one came out on the 6th, just in time for our spring break. So, yeah, it's been doing really good.
Great, and that as
Got
well.
all the rain coming through and stuff, so it's a good time to go see movies.
For sure. That as well is rated PG.
Yep, and another great cast with this one. Chris Pratt, Oscar winner Olivia Spencer, Tracy Ullman, famous for the Tracy Ullman Show.
Oh, golly.
Yeah, she's fabulous.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus, of course, from Seinfeld,
Right.
and Tom Holland play the voice characters on this. This is, also John Ratzenberger. When was the last time you saw John Ratzenberger? Well, you're not going to see him. He's a voice actor in this one.
I don't remember. What was he in?
Cheers.
Oh, for Pete's
That's
sake.
right.
That would be him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
He was the mailman, I think,
Oh, wow.
in Cheers. This is a big, huge, expensive movie. Pixar, of course, I think it's the 21st Pixar movie. and all of them have been good. This is the one I'm going to be seeing today. I'm looking forward to that. And Dan Scanlon, the guy who wrote it and directed it, is also the guy who directed Monster University. So that was great. In the prequel to, or I guess the first monster movie called Monsters, Inc. Just one of my favorite scenes of all time, where there's a little girl, she's about 2.5, maybe 2, something like that, and she's asleep. And this monster comes out of her closet. The monster's about, I don't know, 10 feet tall, hairy, blue, huge, kind of blue, wookie, scary kind of a thing. And he comes out of the closet to give this little girl a good scare. And she looks up at him, and her eyes light up, and she smiles, and she runs over and throws a big hug on him and says, "Kitty!" And that's why we love Pixar.
Yeah.
That's cute. Well, then we have Fantasy Island.
Yeah.
You don't look thrilled.
Well, it's kind of one of those.
Craig's got his neck.
Yeah. Well, the critics weren't kind to this one. It's kind of a low-budget horror film.
Is it?
I guess, yeah. It's a takeoff of the old Fantasy Island series, with Tattoo and Ricardo Montalban and everything. And this is not that. This is a completely different. The same concept. You go to an island, but then it's all murder and death and chaos.
Oh, the cool stuff. Jeez,
Yeah,
why isn't it more popular?
It's not happy. Well, you know what? I'm taking a peek over here on Andy's notes, and actually it's doing pretty good. They only spent
$7 million.
$7 million to make it. They made $45 million on it. So,
Wow.
Good for them, I guess.
So now who's in that movie?
No one.
No one. No one.
No, it's one of-
Was it all CG? CGI?
One of Tina and I's favorite actors, Michael Pena. Is
Oh, I
in this one.
Oh, Michael
Yeah.
Pena, yes. Oh, he is so versatile.
Yeah, and
He's
you know,
funny, he's a very good dramatic actor.
and and what he wants to be, he's funny as
Yeah,
anything.
he is.
I wanted to see it just because of Michael Pena's in it, but I haven't been able to yet. But you can't fight the tape, as they say in Wall Street.
Yeah.
And, make a $7 million horror flick and have it bring in $45 million at the box office. That's no small potatoes.
Yeah, don't expect an Oscar winner here. But, if you like those types of movies, it's going to be fun.
Okay.
Hey, a lot of Oscar winners are real duds anyway,
True.
in my never to be humble opinion, so.
The Invisible Man.
Oh, wow.
Tina loved it.
Loved it.
Tell me more.
Oh, it is beautifully crafted, beautifully acted. The music is so perfect to enhance the suspense. I'm going to try to get to see it again. I want to watch it this time rather than sticking my head under my arm or under Andy's arm. And because it's a scary movie, but it's an intelligent scary movie.
Okay.
And it's really worth seeing, and I encourage people to go to that.
Okay. And that is rated R.
Yeah, and this isn't so much a horror movie as it is
It's a thriller.
a thriller. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing really supernatural about it.
No.
The Invisible Man has a suit. He's
He's
an optical PhD in
A
optics.
techno-dweeb.
Yeah, techno-dweeb, yeah. And he invents this suit that messes with the light waves, so that he's there, you just can't see him.
Right.
So it's pretty cool, and very nasty and troubling psychological torture that he does on Elizabeth Moss, the leading lady, and she's in virtually every frame of the movie.
Yeah.
Elizabeth Moss is in, and
She's wonderful.
Yeah, she really pulls
Yeah.
this thing off. That your heart goes out to her because she's just scared out of her wits, and rightly so. But
Yeah.
it does have a nice happy ending.
It's called chroma key. I can do it on my editing system.
It's really good.
Is it?
I mean, I'm picky, And I loved it. I loved every minute of it, and I loved it thinking about it afterwards, and I loved thinking about going to see it again. So it's been really
Nice.
good.
And just spectacular success. Another movie that just made $7 million worth to make it, and has brought in 106 at the box office. So
And-
they're happy.
And justifiably.
Yes.
Yeah. And we wonder sometimes why they make horror movies, and so many of them are just rubbish. You're walking along in the dark, and then something jumps out at you and goes boo. And
And
for
you're,
a
and
lot
you're
of them,
screaming, "Don't open the closet
Yeah.
while you're wearing only your bra and panties without a gun or a knife or a spike."
or one of each.
Yeah, or something. But
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it has no cliches.
Yeah, but this is not your typical horror movie at all, and well worth watching.
Yeah.
Okay. Now this one, the reviews seem to me to be on the fence. People either loved it or they hated it, and it's The Call of the Wild.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
haven't seen it.
I don't know if I've seen any reviews that were on the fence.
It wasn't well reviewed, I guess. It's done great up here.
Yeah.
Everyone up here that's seen it really seems to like it. And,
Sure.
it's in its third week or the start of its fourth week. It's still hanging in there though.
And it's a
been-
great family
it's-
movie, right?
Well, that was, I think the main complaints about it is they took the fangs out of it, the Call of the Wild, and then they turned it into more of a family-friendly PG film that kids can go see too, and
Sure.
you're not going to have the.
The Disneyfication.
Yeah, well, you're taking out the scary stuff in surviving in Alaska, which there's a lot of scary stuff.
Of course. Right.
So they made it more of a family movie and
Sure.
has its place.
And that's good.
They took the
Yeah.
Cujo out of the dog.
Yeah,
That's
all.
all.
Oh, the Cujo, yeah, really.
Yeah, they did. So for fans of the Jack London novel, it's pretty disappointing because the novel's all about blood and fangs and terror and the
Yeah,
wild and
horrible.
the struggle to survive. And this is a nice doggy story for little kids. One of the interesting things, there's always something going on in the movie world, and this is the first time that they've had a CGI dog as the main character in the movie. And when they filmed it, they had a guy who is an acrobat from you can say it's
Cirque du Soleil.
Cirque du Soleil.
Cirque du Soleil.
Oh, thank you so much. Wipe off the mic there, will you?
There you go, sorry.
But they had this acrobat play the part of the dog, and they film it on with a green background, and the guy wears a green suit, and he's got dozens of little receptors all over him, and the computer picks up those receptors, and then they run it through the program, and then they build the CGI dog around that.
Wow.
And Harrison Ford said it was decidedly odd as an actor. He's rolling around with this acrobat and then reaches up and scratches his ears. He said it was very, very unusual. He didn't know quite what to think about that.
That's funny.
But it's as far as financially, it is an epic fail.
Oh, boy. Okay.
But even Waterworld, after 21 years, eventually made a profit. So
There's always a.
Just give it time.
if they're patient, they'll get their money back.
Yeah.
Or their heirs maybe will get their money back.
If it made the dog a sled dog like he was supposed to be, it would have been good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have a caller on the line. Hi, you're on Rim Country Forum. Hello. Hello.
Hello?
Are you there? You're on Rim Country Forum. Well, that's okay. They probably got a little skittish.
Well, congratulations, the first lost caller of the day.
Good job, Suzanne.
I know, there's always.
Hey.
I gotta learn this all over again.
Yep.
And then there's Sonic the Hedgehog. another PG movie.
Sonic the Hedgehog, how's that doing, Craig?
It's doing good.
Is it?
That's another one, it's been here for a while.
Yeah.
Actually, to be honest, it's probably been here about a couple of weeks.
Given the
But-
situation.
Unless we get parasites.
Yeah, I'm kind of scrambling a bit. Like I said, I had A Quiet Place coming out next week, which isn't happening anymore.
Yeah, okay.
But no, it's done really good.
Okay.
It's I think the number one video game adaptation top grossing film.
Okay. Well, that says something.
So
for it.
yeah, no, it did some big numbers for him. And
Sure.
yeah, another kids one, and we're actually at 4 PG films right now, so a lot of good stuff for
Nice
family,
variety.
for kids
Yep.
and family. Yeah.
Very nice.
That worked out good for spring break, didn't it?
Yes.
Absolutely,
And
absolutely.
Sonic has really been cooking nationally and internationally. $85 million budget. Jim Carrey is the lead voice on this, and 300 million at the box office.
Oh my,
Yeah, so they're very, very successful.
great.
And Hollywood is so much fun. I would think to be a producer, because if you hit on one of these things, holy smokes! You can see where all those mansions in Hollywood come from. Guy can go out and spend $40 or $50 million on a nice house in the Hollywood Hills.
Sure.
But if he makes 200 or 300 million on a picture,
Absolutely, absolutely. We're going to take a brief time out. When we come back, just because we can, we're going to talk about John Travolta movies. Because, of course, it's the 40th anniversary of Urban Cowboy. John Travolta's been in a lot of great movies. We're going to talk about them coming up on the Rim Country Forum.
Dress, I've got to get to the
Anyone
hospital.
else tell them that
Everyone I know is
everyone
too
keeps
busy
telling you
to
don't
take
touch your
me
face
for
and you don't
shudder
touch your
at the thought
face?
of the
I
downtown
know.
traffic hassle.
Well,
That's
it's like,
not a
you know,
problem.
what did
There's
mommy
no
always
hassle
tell you not to
being
do?
an
Don't
airport.
touch, don't touch. That's the first thing you want to do.
Face itches.
Hotel or airport.
I'm not even going to obsess about that. I'm always going to touch my face, there's no help for it,
Shuttle
so.
service right now.
The 3D this morning, somebody said that their mom got a bunch of popsicle sticks, and she carried, her mom, the TV lady's mom got a bunch of popsicle sticks, and she keeps them with her, and every time she has to itch or something, she pulls out the popsicle stick and gives herself a nice itch.
Interesting experts and local business leaders.
Infected popsicle sticks.
Yeah, then you toss
And
them.
talk to the people that affect your life.
And now I should.
I thought the trailer for Sonic was an absolute riot.
Sonic?
Yeah, the trailer for it was hilarious. I really thought,
Maybe that's why so many people are going to see it. It's funny.
well, I would, except this, I haven't had time.
Chance to participate. Thanks and welcome to Red Country
If I
Forum.
had an afternoon to spare, I'd go see it in a
We can
minute.
talk about the best and the worst John Travolta. That's
Hi, I'm David Davies for
Okay, we started, you know how I like those cheap beat movies.
yeah.
This material is
I mean,
taken
it
Which is his worst?
It is a wood.
Oh, yeah.
Stress-resistant flooring. Shelf
I
flooring
can-
makes
great
many
I concur.
styles and
Right.
colors to choose
Just
from.
the
With an
movie
authentic
sucked.
look of real wood, you'll be amazed.
I never remember.
So don't
Welcome back,
miss
Carter.
810
Mr. Carter.
North Beeline Highway.
Mr.
Shaw
Carter.
luxury vinyl
Test a
plank.
birdie.
And remember, we don't just do a good job.
Test
That's
your-
We do
quarter.
it daily.
Any test for as a quarterback.
Testicles?
A listener tells us about her experience with hospitality wireless.
I'm Carol. I've had both cable and satellite service.
Speaking of Cirque du Soleil, I got a copy of Worlds Away.
I had a lot
It's
of issues, and then I heard
it's
about
actually a movie they made,
hospitality
but
wireless. I have been
someone they're trying to find their true love, and they have to go through each of these different tents. Yeah, they have to go through each of the different tents though, so there's different little Cirque du Soleil, you know, the acrobats going through these things,
Cirque du
but
Soleil is
they
amazing.
turn into a movie.
Hospitality wireless is Red Country's
Chinese
answer to
acrobats.
unreliable internet connections
Um,
and surprise data
why don't
charges.
you get,
Part of the
remember
new
that
technology
Greenwood
revolution
movie
to deliver fiber
with,
affordably, with high speed
yeah,
and truly
Marshall Kendall.
unlimited data. They'll answer your questions
Yeah,
at
it's got
468
Paramount offer.
I'd go see that again.
or shoot them a
Purgatory-
text for support and
Purgatory-
questions 928
Purgatory
970
product.
2565.
Try to Google what
That's
Purgatory might be.
970 2565.
Once I Google the next, I still don't know. what it
And
is.
we're back. It's 9:27, 43 degrees. Suzanne Nichols sitting in for Randy Roberson, who didn't blow up the boat this morning for some reason.
He's in Waterworld.
Randy, I'm glad you're safe. That's all that matters.
Hi,
right now.
Randy. We miss you.
We've got the movie guys on this morning because it is Friday. We have Andy, we have Craig, we have Tina. Welcome, welcome. We're going to talk about John Travolta movies, since it's Urban Cowboy's 40th anniversary. And that was a great movie, don't you think?
Mhm.
Yep, and some good dancing in there too.
Oh, yeah, that boy can dance.
Well, when he was younger, he was pretty
Oh,
darn limber, I'll say that for him.
Saturday Night Fever still has one of the best dance sequences ever.
I think so
And I'm
too.
such a dance groupie.
And great music.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
even as far back
Yeah.
as Grease.
Oh, yeah,
You know.
which we had as a classic movie. That was wonderful.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
What's your favorite John Travolta movie, Craig?
Okay.
Battlefield Earth. I was talking about that. Come on.
I
come
didn't
on.
hate that movie. I like those kind of beam films. It was okay.
B?
It wasn't that bad. Nah, it wasn't that bad.
It was that bad.
Yeah, it was that bad.
It was that bad.
Oh
Two for
my
one.
goodness.
Now, I love, and I've seen it a gazillion times,
That
Get
Making
Shorty.
Money?
Get
Oh,
Shorty
sure.
is one of the best.
Oh, I saw that on TV. I watched that
So
whenever it comes on
good.
TV.
And the lovely Renee Russo.
Look at me.
Yeah.
Look at me.
Look at me. Yeah.
Look at me.
Look at me.
That was from 1995.
Yeah,
and
we
Renee-
need that as a classic movie.
And Renee Russo is
she's
just
fabulous,
great.
fabulous. And it's got that tall black guy who is he's so amazing. There's a whole bunch of people in that. I gotta look it up,
Is
but
it-
man, that's a
is that-
super
Is that Larry Fishburne?
No,
No.
no, another very distinguished actor. He's really good.
There's only one answer to this. Pulp Fiction.
Oh, it is good.
that
I mean,
was a
I'll go
great
with that. I'll
movie.
go with that. Yeah.
Yep, Uma Thurman. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you think John Travolta plays a better bad guy or good guy?
Depends on the movie.
Aha.
How's that for an answer? I
Wow.
should be a politician.
I know.
Yeah, really.
You're just, right in the middle there. So, okay, best.
Was he he played the bad guy in Punisher?
Yes,
Oh, that was.
yes,
I
that's
know.
what I was thinking.
Yeah, I
oh
know.
my
I know
God.
how much you like the Punisher.
Yes, I was trying to remember who, he went after his wife who, was allegedly sleeping around on him, except she wasn't, but, it was with his best friend who was really actually gay, but he didn't know that. The Punisher, yes, and a bad guy, yes.
Bad guy.
And yet.
He was a crime kingpin
Yes, he was a crime
and a
king.
vicious one.
Oh, man.
Oh, I guess they're all vicious, aren't they?
No, some of them are not, but he was the most. No, that would be my
Nice bad
family,
guys.
that's my,
None
no,
of them are lovable.
yeah, he was a lovable crime king, yeah. No, that's such a good movie, and he was such a good bad guy in that movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but then he plays good guys in Phenomenon and Michael.
Michael.
Oh,
Let's, can we talk?
Phenomenon
Can
is
we talk?
Phenomenon is one of my all-time
It's a
favorites.
very, very good.
And
Yeah.
I don't know how many people have seen this, but the character that John Travolta plays has an injury that jiggles his brain,
Yes,
and he becomes enormously intelligent, like supernaturally
Right.
intelligent.
Right.
Just amazing, and it has a romance with a gal, and it turns out that the injury that has given him this fantastic gift, it's just absurdly smart. He sorts out people's troubles
Yeah.
because he can see a path that they can't.
and it was Kyra Sedgwick with whom he had the relationship. Yes, and Forrest Whitaker is in that.
Oh, yeah, Forrest
Robert Duvall is in that, the wonderful, who, by the way, is a great dancer as well. Just
I didn't know
a piece
that.
of trivia, yeah.
Forrest Whitaker, Travolta encourages Whitaker to learn some phrases in Portuguese to woo this Portuguese immigrant gal. And that's a whole side thing that's very, very funny too, because Travolta teaches him words that, and then tells Forrest Whitaker that they mean something and they don't quite mean what he says. But it works, and the Portuguese lady falls for him.
But that's a wonderful feel-good movie.
Yeah,
It really
and
is.
it's just got the greatest line, I think one of the most romantic lines in all of moviedom, when they discover that Travolta, because of this injury that has given him this gift, is also going to kill him. In the meantime, he and this gal have fallen in love, and he says to her, "Will you love me for the rest of my life?" And knowing that he's soon to die, and she looks at him and says, "Oh no, I'm going to love you the rest of my life." And that just broke me right up. Yeah. So great.
So romantic.
Yeah, I mean a great romance movie. Some really funny stuff, and some very interesting, I think, sociological stuff in there too, revolving around this guy who's just enormously smart. And Travolta is just brilliant, I think.
Yes, and so he plays a really good guy.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
in The Punisher, he played a really good bad guy.
Oh, man.
And
Yeah.
but to be fair, in Battlefield Earth, he played a perfectly good space alien.
Okay, then, yes, Battlefield Earth. It's a great book. It's a great sci-fi book. That is one of the turkeys of all time. Sorry, Craig.
That was L. Ron Hubbard, wasn't it?
It
Yes, it
certainly
was. L. Ron Hubbard. And John Travolta also is, or was, or maybe still is, a Scientologist.
Yes.
And so he did an actual documentary on Scientology. He made a documentary, which I did not know, but I looked it up because I'm on Google.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, and L. Ron Hubbard, the famous science fiction author, and he's a pulp science fiction
Mhm.
writer from the
Mhm.
30s and 40s.
Right.
And L. Ron, of course, is the character of the King of the Elves in the H.R. Tolkien books, the Hobbit books.
Yep.
And he took that as his pen name.
Yep.
Well, didn't L. Ron Hubbard start Scientology?
He did.
He certainly
Well,
did.
Well, and there's a myth about that, or it may be true, that L. Ron and Robert Heinlein and Isaac Asimov, they all kind of hung out together, and they were all the sci-fi guys. And they were in a bar and really, really soused. And apparently L. Ron, I mean, this may be how it started, said, I could start a religion and have a bunch of people follow it. And they're like, okay, you're on, it's a bet. And so allegedly that's how Scientology started. And I have seen the Scientology book. You're not supposed to see it unless they let you into the inner sanctum.
Right.
It is very strange.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not to diss anybody's religion, but it's...
Sure. I watched
it's
that Lisa,
strange, yeah.
or that Leah, the special that was on
Yeah.
TV
Yeah.
that she did. Lisa Remini? Not Lisa Remini.
Lisa
Leah.
yeah.
Oh, I can't remember her name now. She was in
Yeah.
King of Queens.
Yeah,
That's the same way Kwanzaa started.
Kwanzaa. Yes, well, Kwanzaa is, yeah. Okay.
There's a lot of weirdness there with L. Ron Hubbard.
Yeah.
You get into, well, some of it too, Jack Parsons, who was the head of JPL, Jet Propulsion Laboratory,
Right.
the predecessor to NASA.
Right.
He hung out with L. Ron Hubbard, and to make it even stranger, you gotta throw Aleister Crowley in there.
Not
there was-
Aleister Crowley.
Yeah, there were some ties in there with that and this whole kind of mysticism thing that they had
Yeah.
going on, so
Right.
it's a really, if you wanna look into it, and it kind of.
real
kind of-
woo-woo
stuff,
Yeah, there's,
yeah.
there's kind of a rabbit hole there.
Interesting.
Yeah.
We're going to take another short break, and we're talking about John Travolta movies. What's your favorite? Our phone lines are open at 474-2427. We'll be back in a flash.
And Elmont
Weather
apparently
forecast
spent
for this Friday, March 13th.
a couple of
Well, a flood
decades
watch and flood advisories
living on
have
a
been
yacht
issued in the
competing
area until
with,
6:15 this evening.
what were
and flood
described
warnings
as
for small streams
nuns of
remains in effect
Scientology.
until 6:45 p.m. this coming Sunday for many parts of Gila County. And some of the areas that could be experiencing flooding include Tonto Basin.
Leah Remini?
In hilly terrain, there are hundreds of low water crossings
It was an
which are
interesting
potentially
show.
dangerous
Was it?
in heavy
Yeah.
rain.
There's a story
And
out there
officials
that-
warn, do
that
not attempt to
Area
cross
51
flooded
is
roads. Find an
actually where
alternative route.
Alistair
You can
Crowley
expect
and
cloudy,
Jack Parsons
cooler, and windy
opened a rift
conditions
into
today,
another
with
dimension.
winds gusting up near 20
And that's why the
miles an
base is
hour.
there, to
Oh, so they
cover-
put a fence around it.
Yeah, to cover that
And
up.
even some
Yeah.
He said there's a lot of
thunderstorms
weird,
today.
Yeah.
really
Some of
weird
those could
stories
be
out
There's a
heavy
lot of
there.
other stuff.
With
But,
pace
you
and
know,
high.
Well, I'm glad they
Expected to be
did. I
near
wouldn't want any
48.
of that stuff getting
Up
loose.
on top of the rim, they're looking for a
Still,
high
then
of
Jack
just
Parsons, you know,
36
was
degrees.
blown
And
up in
flood
a
advisory
you
there
know, a
issued
laboratory
as well.
experiment, which was
6:15 this
kind
evening.
of, which was kind of a
Our
weird
neighbors
thing
to the
too, and
south
that was
in Tonto
when
Basin, a flash
About
flood
time the
watch
Warner
through
Von
5
Braun was
p.m.
coming
today,
over
and again that flood warning in effect
Yeah.
through
Yeah,
10
so you got-
a.m. Monday.
so then he got-
Nazis.
yeah, so he mixed some Nazis in his whole thing too.
And
Nazis and
Nazis were
Alistair
really
Crowley
interested
How long are
and
these
in
showers supposed to hang around?
Yeah,
We'll give you a
yes.
complete look at your 7-day weather forecast
Operation
coming up
Paperclip,
right
that
here on your
whole-
information station,
that whole,
KMOG. Your will, living trust, or power of attorney documents should be in place in order to
That was
avoid
good,
the
though. I
time
love
and
it.
expense
I read
of
it.
probate court proceedings. These documents should be reviewed and
Yeah,
updated
that's
if
it.
they were done years
So we
ago.
can do it if
The
you want.
team
It's
of
just weird
lawyers at the
stuff.
Dana
Yeah,
Law
what's
Group
going
are
on here?
experienced in all areas of estate planning and take pride in helping families in Payson prepare these vital
Pulp Fiction.
documents. Protect your family's future now.
Well, then
Free
he was
initial
in the remake of
consultation.
the Taking
Call
of
the
Pelham
Dana
1, 2,
Law
3,
Group at
which is the original I love.
928-445-4440.
Robert
That's
Shaw.
445-4440.
The remake
Go
was
online to
not bad.
Dana
It was
Law
not,
Group.
it was not superior.
And we're back. It's 9:39, 45 degrees. Talking to the movie guys this morning about John Travolta movies. I think one of his movies in my book that I was a little bit disappointed in, it wasn't quite what I thought it was going to be, was Wild Hogs.
Yeah, I agree.
You
I
know?
agree.
Dumb.
Yeah, I didn't want to be that rude, but yeah.
Well, it's kind of dumb. Yeah, it was a letdown.
It was.
Yeah.
I was expecting way more than what I got out of it.
I did great up here.
That figures.
You know, it was,
Yeah, you know, a lot of times they'll make a movie and they know, you know, they know pretty much what they want out of the movie. And they, you know, the producers and the director made a movie that it was exactly what they wanted. And it was not anything remarkable at all, but it was, you know, a lot of people thought it was diverting for a couple of hours to watch these guys ride around on motorcycles and be dumb. And so there you are. That's, you know,
Yeah.
we were talking a minute ago about horror movies and how so many horror movies are just, you know, they're startle, scare, you know, get that startle reflex going for you, and that's, you know, that's the sum total of the movie. Well, some of these other movies are, you know, like Wild Hogs. Wasn't there a Wild Hogs 2?
Ah.
I can't remember
I hope
now.
not.
But you know, there's a place in the movie firmament for almost anything, and the audience is so big that often you can attract enough people to it to make your money back and be a success. Unless, of course, you make Call of the Wild, and then you're just hosed.
Is your host, yeah. He also starred as Gotti, John Gotti.
That
and-
was my next. Yep.
And you know,
That was
that
good.
was good. And
I liked
Gotti was.
did you like that movie?
Oh dear, yes,
Yeah,
I
really?
did, yes, I did. Well,
Talking to me about Battlefield Earth.
you
Oh
keep
my
look,
God.
giving me the neck look.
Gotta get like a 4 on Metacritic. It was the worst reviewed movie of the year.
I like,
Terrible, wow.
I like that.
You don't get to talk bad about Battlefield Earth anymore.
How old was he, Tina, when he made Urban Cowboy?
I don't know,
Not very, though.
In
yeah.
1970 that was. That was
Oh.
back with Welcome Back Cotter.
Yeah,
Yes.
welcome back, Mr. Cotter, Mr. Cotter.
And Horseshoe.
Okay, see, if we can just circle back to Get Shorty, because it had a killer cast. It had Gene Hackman, Danny DeVito, the late, great Dennis Farina. Remember? Oh my goodness. Delroy Lindo was the one I was trying to think of. James Gandolfini, the late,
Yep.
great. Right? I mean, it just, and the beautiful, wonderful, talented Rene Russo.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
We have a caller. Hi, you're on the Rim Country Forum. Good morning.
He's good at that. He can dance, he can shoot. I mean, I love that guy.
And that's a fairly new movie. That's from
Yeah.
2016.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Huh.
Wow.
Really? Really interesting. I'll have to
Okay.
check that out.
Thank
And
you
it's
so
on
much.
It's on Netflix? I see, yeah, because I got Netflix, so I'll check it out.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, I saw that. I didn't think that was one of his best movies, but it was watchable, I guess. And you're right, he did shoot a lot of people, so you know, there's a lot to be said for that too.
Right.
Not one of my favorites, but Grease.
Grease.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, with Olivia.
There's talk about what? Bringing that back?
Yeah.
Kind of, sorta? What do you think?
You can't dance in a walker.
Watch me.
I don't know. He might just show you.
Yeah.
You know, they made a kind of a sequel to Get Shorty 2, where Chili Palmer goes into the music business.
Yeah.
It wasn't quite as good as
It was-
Get Shorty, but it was still fun.
Get Shorty just has zinger after zinger after zinger. And, you know, it's so watchable.
Entertaining.
And it's so good from beginning to end, and there's so many lines that you can remember, if I could remember. But, you know, it's really something, we should classic movie that, Craig. We
Oh, that'd be
should
fun.
do that.
Yeah, I haven't seen it for
Great.
about a week. I'd want to go see it.
We haven't done Pulp Fiction. That's the one that,
See?
that scene with Uma Thurman where she ODs and he's got to stab her in the chest with the adrenaline.
Adrenaline, oh, yeah.
Just a great scene.
That is a great
yeah. I'm
scene.
not sure, yeah, I don't know, classic movie, nobody's gonna bring the kids to that one.
No,
Jesus.
not to Tarantino.
No. And then remember, Look Who's Talking. Yeah, I did
Yes.
some other comedies that were really bubbly and frothy and good.
It was cutesy.
Yes.
It was.
Yes.
Was nothing wrong with that one.
Face Off.
Face Off.
Yes,
with,
yes. Stupid
Nicolas
premise,
Cage.
but good
Yeah.
movie. Right? Dumb premise though.
Let's see here. We've also got Two of a Kind.
Yes, Two of a Kind.
I never saw that. What's that all about?
It's Two of a Kind.
There are two of them and they're the same.
Yeah.
The same, only different.
We're good. Yeah, we're good.
Back to Pulp
These
Fiction.
are the facts that
Hey,
people
Hairspray,
tune in to listen
Hairspray.
to.
Yeah.
What about Hairspray? That was
Yeah,
great. That was
see?
great.
Ricky Lake?
Yes, the great Ricky Lake. And she was fairly great as well. Yes. It was very good.
Hairspray was fun.
It was fun. Yeah.
And then
And I'm old enough, I remember those Saturday morning dance shows.
Oh my goodness. Yes.
you know, we-
Soul Train.
Yeah, we used to think that, wow, look at them, they're so cool,
I
you know?
know. And Dick Clark.
Oh, boy.
American Bandstand.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like a Mickey Mouse Club?
Mickey Mouse Club.
Mickey
Yeah.
Mouse Club. Yeah.
Gosh, the
Yeah.
good old days.
Yeah.
Carrie.
Carrie. Yes. Yes.
That wasn't
Definitely.
too bad,
No, it wasn't too bad.
you know? Craig didn't like Carrie.
Oh, that was fun.
It was.
Oh,
He loves it. Yeah, Craig
He's
loves
not-
it. He's like,
it's okay.
Yeah, give me that one.
Because you did two of those. That was, you just redid that not too long ago.
Uh-huh.
Okay, let's see here, what else have we got? Some of these I just don't remember. Junket Horror? Do we even remember that movie?
No, but I bet Craig likes it, because it's a B,
No.
it's a B movie.
Never heard of it.
What?
Primary Colors.
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
back in the day.
Where he played a governor.
Yep.
You Broken Arrow?
Yes,
Okay.
that was really good. I like that.
It's a stolen nuke, I think.
Something,
Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
And then Swordfish.
Swordfish,
Oh, Swordfish I liked a lot.
yeah, yeah,
And-
Swordfish is
and
great.
Not only because of the famous Halle Berry scene, but that certainly added to the enjoyment of the movie, I'll say that.
Right, and he was in The Fanatic.
I don't remember that.
That's
Didn't see it.
2019, so I haven't seen it, but he's.
You know, I wonder if he's doing some of these, you get $1 million for 3 weeks to make a straight-to-DVD movie.
Yeah, yeah, I don't recognize anybody else who's in it.
And I don't remember that being at the TV store. I mean, the theater.
Yeah, a lot of these guys are doing that now. They
Yeah,
pick these up, Sylvester Stallone, and like Andy said, they make these little movies and they film for 3 days and they get $1 million. And,
Yeah.
right,
they go straight to Redbox and,
Wow.
yeah.
yeah.
I guess why not? It's,
Sure, I'd do it.
you can,
For anybody out there who's interested, I'd do it.
Yeah.
Are you listening? I'd do it.
Where do I sign?
Yeah, here's my sign.
you can crank out $5 million in 2 months and then vacation for the rest of the year.
Well,
That's-
sure, why not?
Yeah.
I love it.
I do it, but I'm not doing any nude scenes. I'm just not gonna do it.
Oh, geez, Andy, do you really? And I'm thinking, Pete's Place needs the cellulite contingent. I just, really,
Did you say the cellulite?
yeah, the cellulite show.
Oh, boy.
How would you know?
I would never know about such things.
No, she's never been in there.
I live right behind it though.
A short walk.
A short walk, that's right, I could walk home from work.
I think Travolta showed a lot of diversity when he did Letter 49.
Yeah.
That he could play that kind of role as well.
Yeah.
Another one I didn't see.
No, Fireman.
Oh, yeah. I think I saw snippets of it.
That was a very good movie.
Yeah.
Very good movie.
Yeah.
Liked it. Action-packed.
Yeah. So Urban Cowboy, I found it really interesting that he's this sort of wise guy from New York, New Jersey, and he plays, a cowboy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Of course, his aunt and uncle kind of helped turn that around a little bit
Mhm.
when he went down there. But he turned into the epitome of a cowboy in no time.
And the great Deborah Winger.
Oh, gosh.
What a fabulous
The music
actress.
from that movie was
Yep.
fabulous. The
Yep.
dancing, all the scenes, it was just unbelievable. And it sure made Gillies the spot to go.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure it did,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then Mickey Gilly is in town. Right?
Yes, he
He's-
is.
He's our
He'll be
pacing
performing.
boy for a weekend.
He'll be performing tonight at the Mademoiselle
Great.
Hotel.
Did you guys show that last night?
We did, yeah.
Yes.
It's Urban Cowboy, we got 40, 50 people show up.
Nice.
Not too bad.
Great, yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Did we have any dress-alikes?
No.
No? Okay.
Everybody around here looks like that anyway.
Everybody looks like Bud the Sissy.
Just roll out of bed, use our wardrobe, we're in it, right?
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is a Gillies now open in Dallas, Texas, because Gillies in Pasadena, Texas had burned down, so it is no longer. So, it is in Dallas now. And Mickey does perform there as well. But he is performing tonight at the Mademoiselle Hotel and Casino with Johnny Lee, which, by the way, when I started my radio career 34 years ago, the very first song that I ever played on the radio was Johnny Lee, Looking for Love.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, taking a walk
Right.
down memory lane. So,
Wow.
interesting stuff.
Right.
I know. Most
So
people
there's some
would think,
lesser, the taking of
Yeah.
Pelham 1, 2, 3.
Oh, sure.
You know, that is a great story.
Yep, it is a great story, and the original is one of the
Yeah.
great classic movies of
Oh,
all
man,
time.
Robert Shaw.
Yep,
Oh,
and this one, I think, was very, very worthy. Denzel played
The bad guy,
the,
or the Robert
no,
Shaw.
no.
Oh,
it's a
wait,
good
no,
guy.
sorry. John Travolta played the Robert
bad
Shaw
guy,
guy.
yeah.
And James Gandolfini was in it.
Again,
Yeah, I
see?
love him.
Can't
And
get away
Luis,
from him.
Luis Guzman, who was great.
Oh, I
And
love Luis.
Oh, man, and John Turturro, who is just.
Yes, I
yeah,
like him too.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
He's got that crooked jaw. He's so good.
Did you see Don't Mess with the Johann?
No.
With him. He plays a retired Israeli special agent in New York City. It's just really funny.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, The Taking of Pelham 123 has one of my favorite all-time lines. It's, there's some New York, and you know, the original one was back in the 70s, so everything was cheaper. And I think it cost 35 cents to ride the subway. So, you know, they're taking hostages and all these people are down in the subway. And the guy who's in charge of the subway is trying to deal with this, and then he just gets so freaked out. He throws down his pencil and he says, "What do they want for the 35 cents? To live forever!" And that is so New York.
We're gonna take
Yeah.
one last little break and we'll be right back with the movie guys on the Rim Country Forum.
Yeah, Denzel is.
Are you considering a newer vehicle?
You can all conclude John Travolta had two good movies in the rest of
At
the
Choice Auto and Truck. Great selection on our website at Choice Auto.
So say you.
Battlefield Earth and Urban Cowboys.
Let's That's Choice Auto and Truck.
You got a bunch of garbage mixed in there, really. I mean,
He has made
He's
a lot of honors.
got a long career, you know.
He's had a great career, but it's been up and down too. I mean,
Get a better
you know, the Scientology kind of hurt him,
Get where
and
you're going.
And you gotta make a buck, so you make a baby picture. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We believe in
Look who's talking.
and our staff and
From
certified
Paris with
personal
love.
trainers are committed to
He's
support.
got
And encourage your health
Jonathan
and
Reese.
fitness. Check out our website, Facebook page, and Instagram.
We're over
Open
there.
24 hours a
That's what I'm
day,
talking
365 days a year at 101 South Beeline Highway, Suite B.
Next to urgent care, call
Paris with
928-468-8001.
Who are Rim Country's experts in cleaning carpet, tile, upholstery, wood floors, oriental rugs, and heating and air conditioning ducts?
Yeah, Be
plus
Cool, that's
flood,
the sequel
fire
to Get
restoration,
Shorty.
water damage, and
Oh,
mold
re-
removal.
oh, okay.
Sunshine
It's got The
Cleaning
Rock
and
in it, too.
Restoration. Certified and reliable with 30 years
I'm gonna
experience.
talk about how
Trust
the Rock
Jesse
plays
Clark and the Sunshine staff to be
a
on
gay
site within
movie
1
producer.
hour in the
Oh,
Pace
I am
area for
Raph.
emergency
That's the
water
one.
Yeah, that's what that guy
extraction.
called
Call them
it.
in an emergency or simply to
I
get
didn't
that
like
dirty
it.
carpet clean.
Yeah. The killing season.
474-2521. Now in their new location
Domestic
at 511 South Beeline Highway.
Domestic disturbance.
And we are back. It's 9:55, 44 degrees
With Vince Vaughn.
with the movie guys, Andy, Craig, and Tina in the studio. We're talking about John Travolta movies.
And
Okay, domestic disturbance,
Ah,
yeah.
didn't see that one.
But it's got the wonderful Vince Vaughn. I love Vince
You
Vaughn.
love Vince Vaughn?
I do, I do.
Really?
Yes, stop that.
Hmm.
I love Vince Vaughn. I'm a chick, I get special credits for that, yeah.
Dodgeball was
Yeah.
good.
And Steve Buscemi, who's is in.
I love him too.
We like that.
Vince Vaughn also is in Be Cool, where
Oh, yeah.
the Chili Palmer character from
Yeah.
Get Shorty goes into the music business, and it's not as wonderful, I guess, as Get Shorty, but it's watchable, and there's a lot of really funny stuff in it, and great cast members, and Vince Vaughn is very good.
He's very good. Also,
in
did you know
this.
he is 6'5"?
I didn't know he's that big.
Seriously.
And speaking of 6'5", The Rock is in it too.
Oh.
And The Rock, this is it's kind of an early role for him too. And he plays a very gay music kind of executive. And he's just hysterical. It's the only comedy really that I can remember seeing Dwayne Johnson in. And
He's very funny though.
yeah, he
really
is. And we
Yeah.
we were watching Jumanji last night, and
I love that
he's
movie.
pretty funny in Jumanji too.
Yeah.
Jennifer Lopez and Vince Vaughn in The Self.
Ooh, you know what? I love that movie.
It's
And
so
you never,
weird.
yeah, it's so weird, and she was just
Freaked me
amazing.
right out.
Yes, totally
That was
approved, yes.
Wow. Well,
Yeah.
we were talking about Samoan chiefs before, and Dwayne Johnson's father was a Samoan chief.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. Yeah.
Interesting
I wonder if he's related to AJ Ah.
Could be. Could be. I
Whatever his
don't
name
know.
is.
I don't know. Let's see. Does anybody remember John Travolta's name in Urban Cowboy? Besides his Bud.
Bud something.
That's really good, Tina.
That was it, right? Yeah,
So
you told me
Bud-
that, right?
Bud Light?
Yeah, you know, the coronavirus is really, the corona's really upset. They want it to be renamed the Bud Light virus.
His name in the movie was Buford.
Buford. Oh my
Buford
gosh.
Davis.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's why they called him Bud.
So he went by Bud, yeah.
Smart move, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
How many cowboys do you know named Buford?
That's a good redneck name.
Buford. Buford. So anyway, yeah, we've talked about a lot of John Travolta movies this morning. Get out this
Did he
weekend.
did he make any movies where he was a romantic lead?
Yeah, Saturday Night Live, for Pete's sake. And Grease, for Pete's sake.
I don't know. I don't think of this as being smoocher movies.
You're not paying
Well,
attention.
no, it
I
was
thought those were dancer movies.
Saturday Night Fever. Oh yeah.
Well, you know what they used to say in Jamaica? Dancing is a vertical expression of a horizontal desire. It's very Jamaican. So there. It was very romantic.
You are very worldly, aren't you?
Yeah, something like that. I'm Payson-y.
Well, get out and see a movie this weekend, folks, at the Sawmill Theaters. You can choose from I Still Believe, Onward, Fantasy Island, The Invisible Man, The Call of the Wild, and Sonic the Hedgehog. Thank you so much for being with me today and muddling through what is not my normal, but help me through it.
You're abnormal. We love you.
We shall see you next week on the forum as well. Next Friday we'll talk about some more movies and a whole different topic, and hopefully Randy will have been able to cross the river by then.
Ooh, maybe we'll have Parasite out by then.
Ooh, Craig, the wheels are turning. The diner's coming up next on KMOG right after top of the hour news and weather. You're listening to KMOG Payson.